As tradition by this point in the franchise, there are also 16 retro tracks based off of previous Mario Kart games, even that one. Now, I'm not going to talk about every single track in these cups. This is a Mario Kart 8 video, and it would be kind of weird to critique and break down tracks that didn't originate from Mario Kart 8. What I will say is that the retro tracks in Mario Kart 8 are better and more improved than any other retro courses in the history of the franchise. They almost feel like an entirely brand new tracks, to be honest. This serves as a sharp contrast to games like Mario Kart Wii and 7, where the tracks more or less felt basically one-to-one with their counterparts. I think this is in part due to the hardware of the older consoles. For example, Mario Kart Wii, since the Wii was about as powerful as my left shoe, they could port the exact double dash tracks over without too much effort. The Wii U was the first Nintendo console in HD, so if you took a track from Mario Kart 64 and tried to recreate it one for one, it might look like one of the games on the Wii U eShop. So they essentially built these tracks from the ground up, and I think this is one of the best decisions made for the entire franchise. It feels like you really do get a good value of 32 tracks. The layouts are fairly similar, which is the point, but occasionally they do add new elements, like the occasional anti-gravity sections or hang glider sections. Take Mario Circuit GBA, for example. They made a fairly boring, simple track feel like a genuine raceway, with a pit stop and everything. And look at something like the Donut Plains 3 remake. I mean, this does not look like a Super Nintendo track anymore. Aesthetically throughout, there are some genuine improvements. Sherbert Land feels more like a celebration on a snowy night with fireworks blasting through the sky. If anything, I'd say the Mario Kart 7 tracks are the only ones that are basically the same as the originals, but they still look breathtaking and were given a well-deserved graphical improvement. Not every retro track is a 10 out of 10 though. Whoever chose Mario Kart 8's retro tracks really had a problem with Mario Kart 64 for some reason, because the way these tracks got treated, I think it's grounds for a lawsuit in some jurisdictions, honestly. Royal Raceway was a good choice to return to the franchise, but I think what kills it for me is they removed the ability to drive off the main road and see Peach's castle from Mario 64. I know, this was supposed to be an Easter egg, so maybe it's just nitpicking, but when you think about Royal Raceway, I mean, what comes to your mind? It's usually that, because it's not really that interesting of a track otherwise.
So for them to take it out is unacceptable.
Okay, it's not that serious, it's fine. Then we have Rainbow Road from Mario Kart 64. The charm of this track came from the fact that it was so long, being about 6 minutes to finish. In this game, they just made it 3 sections, which in my opinion takes the entire point away. I can understand this to a degree, there is an online mode they have to consider, but they should have at least just made it like 2 laps or something.